A new story about how Scott Disick's children love meeting Sofia Richie is made up. The claim comes from a site that has a track record for publishing provably untrue report about them. Regardless, Gossip Cop is told the latest article is ridiculous. According to HollywoodLife, Disick has relieved his kids like Richie, too. After noting how Richie recently had a special dinner with Disick and Kourtney Kardashian's 3 kids, the repeatedly discredited blog magically trots out a source close to Scott, who supposedly says the kids loved Sofia, she's a natural with them. The same seemingly fake insider is quoted telling the site, Scott's been dying to introduce Sofia to the kids for ages. The outlet further writes, now that he knows Mason, P, Antelope, and Rain are at least semi-on board with her, he's feeling more confident in their relationship than ever. Gossip Cop is going to stop right here and point how the site manufactured its article and illustrate quite easily that they're liars. HollywoodLife, as it's nicknamed, appears to have no real Disick insiders at all. The blog only knows that Richie had her first dinner with Disick's kids because they were photographed on Friday eating at Nobu Malibu. The rest of its narrative is simply concocted. It's almost comical how HollywoodLife's supposed source relates that Disick's children loved Sofia and how he's been dying to introduce Sofia to the kids for ages, because the same disreputable site claimed just 9 days earlier that his kids can't stand Sofia and having been giving her the cold shoulder for some time now below. In that article, the blog maintained that because of the tension between Richie and his kids, a lot of the times when they're all together she's just ignoring them. Mason in particular doesn't like her, said a source in that piece. Of course, as Gossip Cop has often noted, time is not the friend of outlets that make up stories because the truth eventually emerges. Contrary to HollywoodLife's story on January 17 about how Disick's kids can't stand Sofia and how Mason in particular doesn't like her, the reality star's children actually hadn't even met Richie then. Naturally, the site makes no mention of its previous lies. As for the new article, it's also a complete fabrication. No one close to Disick is feeding that site stories. If they were, then the often disproven outlet wouldn't have published its earlier tale about how his children can't stand Sofia, well before Richie was first spotted hanging out with Disick's kids this past Friday. And why would the blog's alleged source now say he's been dying to introduce Sofia to the kids for ages when it previously claimed they've met on several occasions before? The answer is simple. HollywoodLife makes up fake news, and then when it's caught, it either tries to spin together its web of lies or pretends it never told them. But Gossip Cop won't ignore this, or any of the other wholly fictitious stories that site manufactures. In October, for instance, we busted HollywoodLife when it falsely claimed Disick and Richie got engaged in Italy below. That was untrue, and so is its new article that purports to have learned how Disick's kids loved Richie when they first met her last week. Still, Gossip Cop fact-checked with an actual Disick confidant, who called the blog ridiculous for making up tales as it goes along.